everyone, welcome back to Lily Victoria Creates. So happy that you stopped by and are watching this video today. I'm just gonna share more about my experience in Israel. I thought that I should probably talk about it because so many people have been asking me questions and it's a lot. Like, I was on the phone with one of my friends and I literally talked for over an hour just about Israel and I was like, I didn't know I had that much to say. Hopefully this video won't be an hour, so I guess a warning if it is. I'm so sorry. Not really. It was my experience. I don't know what else to tell you, but yeah, so I just wanted to talk about that and just the impact it had on my life, and just the honestly divine time that it was that this trip happened, and God did it right when it needed to happen in my life. So during winter break, I am a student. I am currently in college, and so during my winter break, I had the chance to go to Israel with the ministry group I'm a part of on campus, but we went through the organization called Passages. I highly recommend looking them up and seeing if you can get on a trip with them if you're interested in going to Israel or just wanting to deepen your relationship with God. Whatever your reasons are, I would go check them out. So I had the opportunity to do that, and they reduced the cost by a significant amount. I think I paid $1,500 in total to go. You have to pay for your own domestic flight, but everything else is included in what you pay them. There's a lot of donors that give to Passages that make this trip that price, but normally this would cost you about $5,000 to go. So that's kind of a little bit more techie info. But yeah, so during my winter break, I was able to go to Israel, and I don't even know where to start. Oh my goodness. Because there is just so much that the Lord did even within our group that I could talk about. But I think I'm going to focus more on the Passages side of it. Yeah, we're greeted by our tour guide when we land in the airport. We literally barely went through customs because we were a tour group, so they kind of just push us through. And since they're really since Passages is really well known, it's just a little bit of a smoother process to get through. And we meet our tour guide off the bat. She is amazing. If you want to go follow her on Instagram, On The Go with Karen. Pronounce it Karen. But she made the trip. She was like the best tour guide I've ever had for any trip in my life. Just really knowledgeable, knew her stuff, and just really made us think deeper about what we saw in Israel and different things like that. Passages' goal is not just to have you experience the biblical sites of where Jesus walked, but to really deepen and root your faith along with understanding what's going on in Israel now. They're very big on not just focusing on the past, but looking at the present and what does that look like in the future as well. So we had different lectures that we had to go to some of the nights that talked about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, that talked about evangelizing to Jews and what does that actually mean and how did Jews interpret that? Do they like that? Do they not? We just went down to the nitty-gritty of Israel, and it was so eye-opening and amazing just to hear a Palestinian's perspective on the conflict, hearing an Israeli's perspective on the conflict, and just so much. As I was there, God just continued to deepen my heart for Israel and deepen my heart for Palestine and recognize that the gospel is so needed, everywhere, every place, every human being, and the correct interpretation of it as well. If you deny Christ, then you're not a Christ follower. You have to take up your cross and follow Christ. Sorry, that was a little spiel. But I'm trying to gather my thoughts and see where I'm going with this. This is live. This is not planned. This is just as it's coming out. As I'm sharing my experience, I have to share why Israel is important as a believer and why we have to care. Without Israel, we wouldn't have the Messiah. We wouldn't have Jesus. And God's desire is that Israel would be saved and that Israel would come back to him. And how he's going to do that is by jealousy from the Gentiles. He's going to raise up Gentiles, us, people who are not Jews, who follow him wholeheartedly and just lay down their lives for Christ. And that's going to cause the Israelites to just have this jealousy for God. And not until Israel is saved will Christ come back. And so that's why it's just so crucial to have a heart for Israel, to intercede on their behalf, and to ask the Lord what that looks like in your life. So as I was in Israel, it was just very sobering. I think a lot of times in our Christian faith, we make it our own and we think it's just us, but really it's about our neighbor, our community, our city, our state, our country, and the nations. Every tribe and tongue will confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. And so we have to move out of that place where it's about us, when it's really not. It's so much bigger. And God's redemptive plan is for all the earth to be saved. And I know this is all over the place, but yeah, that's what happened to me when I was in Israel, was my heart was stirred even more for humanity to meet Christ and for Christ to be made known. And that is something I want to live for the rest of my life. Yeah, I don't know where else to go with this, except that Jesus is good, Jesus is amazing, and he's worthy. He's worthy of it all. So if you have the chance to go to Israel and to just fully grasp everything that you can about it. I mean, this is honestly like a teaser. There's so much more to learn and grow in, but as a believer, I think we all at some point should put our 2 feet on the Holy Land and catch God's heart for Israel and not even see it as like a fulfillment for us, but partnering with Christ in it. So yeah, that's all I have for this week. Yeah. Go check out Passages if you're interested. I know there's other tour groups out there. Ask the Holy Spirit what you need to do when it comes to Israel. I hope this blesses you. Hope this gets you excited and just gives you a little perspective of what my heart caught on when I went to Israel and how it will forever change my look. So yeah, I'll catch you next week. See you later.